Hey guys, Chris Adams here with the Twin Cities Elite Real Estate Group, and I got two other agents on the team here. Got Kelsey and Jeremy. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit today. In this market right now, it's super competitive out there for buyers. So we just wanted to chat a little bit about four different ways that you can make your buyer's offer stronger to get a home under contract. And we're planning on just chatting with you quick about the buy side of it and also the sell side of it. So let's just start with the first one here, and wanted to talk about escalator clauses, Kelsey. Wondered if you can kind of just explain what those are in case people don't know what they are, and maybe some of the ways that you've used them to help your clients get a deal under contract.
So adding an escalation clause into your offer can be super beneficial when you're in a multiple offer situation. So what that entails is we are saying we will pay seller X dollar amount. So for example, let's say we will pay seller $2,000 over their best offer, up to a max purchase price of whatever you feel comfortable. So it's a way to get into a property, enticing the seller to give them a little bit more money, to give you kind of an idea that $2,000 is probably going to change your payment by somewhere between $3 to $5 a month. So it's very minimal, but a way that we could guarantee that you could get into a property in a multiple offer situation.
Yeah, and have you had success with that either on like the buy side, or have you accepted an offer on the list side because of something like that?
Yep, we have had a lot of success on the buy side, putting in an offer that way to set us apart to get our clients into a home.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, those escalator clauses, when we see them quite a bit too, either on the sell side or the buy side, it's just a good way, in my opinion, to put an offer out there and say, hey, here's what we're willing to give you, but here's what we're willing to go up to. And you don't have to go up to that number right away. So it's like you're going to beat that other offer, and it gives you the best chance, in my opinion, being able to do that. So, one of the second ways, that we see, people try to put a better offer out there is, either by doing something, with their earnest money, by putting more money down or making it non-refundable. And, just wondering if you guys can chat about that a little bit.
Yeah, I can take this one on. I actually just wrote a purchase agreement earlier this week using that idea behind it. We went in strong with our earnest money, showing like as an upfront, we were serious and committed to looking at this property and not wanting to lose it. We also went in with the fact that we also wanted to look at, the fact on the financing side of things, that we were so confident with being able to purchase and buy it, that we did use it as an idea to not actually lose the property by actually putting that earnest money up as a non-refundable to the buyer, or sorry, to our sellers. So if we did end up backing out of that agreement itself, we would ultimately lose it, but we were so confident in being able to purchase and buy it to make sure that we beat any other offers out there. So we did go through and talk a lot of details about this property itself prior to making that out there. So it's definitely something we can talk about.
Yeah. And, one of the ways that I've seen it, and it looks pretty strong, whether you're on the buy side or the sell side, and taking a look at this is, let's just say it was a $200,000 house and you had a buyer that was going to come in and put down 5% on the property, right? So 5% of 200 is $10,000. Let's just say they write their earnest money for $10,000. The nice thing about that is it tells the seller, hey, I've got my down payment already. You don't have to worry about where it's coming from. So that is another great way to be able to make your offer just a little bit stronger. One of the third item I'd like to chat with is just kind of about inspections and, how those are turning out, how many days you're writing in on average for inspections, and just wondering if you can talk about your experience with that a little bit.
So the shorter inspection period, the better. Sometimes people will even want to do a pre-inspection so they could write their offer in a multiple offer situation that they don't even need an inspection, or bring someone with that they trust to inspect the property during our showing if they think that they have strong interest in the property. But typically, if we can shorten that time frame to just a few days.
Yep. And, I know some other ways that I've seen inspections come through is, if they're houses that look pretty good, not a lot of work that needs to be done on them. And I know we typically don't recommend this, but on the sell side of it, I've seen some of the offers, that our sellers have been willing to look at and take a harder look at, even if they haven't been the highest priced offer, that's going to net them the most amount of money, is if they actually say they're not going to do an inspection on the house, or they say, yes, we will do an inspection on the property, but it's not going to be contingent upon that inspection. It's primarily for our purposes of making sure that this property is going to fit all of our needs that we're in here. And we're not going to actually ask for any inspection items. So I think that's a pretty interesting way to do it. And I know some of the ways we've been talking about putting offers in, and we have recently, is just, you know, if we can talk to the inspector, we can see that property, you know, trying to get like a 1-day inspection period where we already have that inspection set up for the next day after they're planning on looking at offers. So I know there's some pretty good things we can do there. And, you know, the fourth and final thing I wanted to talk about was just putting an offer in on a property sight unseen. Just wondering if, you know, you can give us your kind of opinion on that and what you think about that.
I think putting an offer sight unseen we're going to see become more common in this low inventory market. And I think that there's still ways as a buyer that we can protect you. So for instance, if we were to put an offer on a home sight unseen, we could still do that short inspection time frame of, let's say, 2 or 3 days, maybe even 1 day if the inspector has an opening, which would allow us to come through the property, view it. You would be risking that inspection fee. But in the potentially even be able to get you into a property where it's not a multiple offer situation, and you may even be able to get a better deal on the home, putting in a really strong offer sight unseen.
Sure. And Jeremy, when we're saying sight unseen here, there's still ways to kind of actually see that property if it's saying like a coming soon status or something like that.
Yeah, so when it comes down to that coming soon status, I mean, currently at that point, nobody's actually able to get out to view that property until it goes active. And putting in that offer that will change that and flip us, so that way we can get into that property, like Kelsey was saying, make our offer onto it, be able to not have the competition that's out there, which is one of the items, and then we can put in our short inspection time frame windows to get in there and see that property and decide if it's going to be the right home for you. So it's a really great offer, and I think Kelsey's right. We're going to see a lot of this potentially happening.
Sure. And then, you know, I hear of these things called these Matterport 3D tours, and you know, I know we use them ourselves, but can you guys just chat about those? Like, what are they? What do they look like? And does that help a client see the property?
I think.
Tour. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say that Matterport 3D tour is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It allows you to walk through the property in a 3D view. A lot of agents out there are using it now, so it's a really cool program that's out there. You get to click on the house, see the house, 3D virtual of the house, walk through the house, and then from there they'll give you layouts of what the room sizes are and dimensions of it. It's a really awesome tool that we have at our disposal.
Sure. And, you know, Kelsey, after your clients kind of see that 3D tour or something like that, where they can basically walk through the property, they can look up, down, left, right. They can go up to a window and even look outside to see what a yard might look like from the view or the front street, whatever that happens to be. So do your clients feel pretty comfortable, you know, at least thinking about putting an offer in, just viewing that type of, you know, tour where they get basically a walk through the property on their computer?
Yep, that 3D tour is very detail oriented, where if you get a good feel for the layout of the home, where I think you would have a lot of confidence putting in an offer sight unseen.
Yep. Well, you know, those are 4 awesome ways just to kind of improve your chances of getting a property that's out there. We've got a couple more awesome strategies we can talk about, and we can certainly talk more in depth about these. So if you're interested in buying a house this year, or just wondering what that process looks like, or if you're wondering how much equity you have in your property, feel free to reach out to any one of us, and we would be happy to help with anything you have. And hope you have a great rest of the summer here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.